Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, February 11th, 2013. Alright, starting off, market is up a little bit, indicating a higher open. The Dow still is playing with that, at least the futures anyway, is still playing with that 14,000 number. Can't quite get it over. It's sort of like fourth down and a yard to go, and it just can't get it over. Be that as it may, the VIX is still below our magic number of 15. What else is of significance here? Gold is still hanging around there, and I want to show you a gold trade that I put on last Friday. Might possibly be a way of taking advantage of low volatility by using calendars. Alright, nothing really significant here. The dollar is up again a little bit, but other than that, oil is down a tad, but not reflected in gasoline prices at the stations lately. Alright, going over our current positions. Everything is looking pretty good here. I can't complain about anything that's out there at the moment, although I wish things would move a little bit more in my favor. We don't have anything going on in Apple at the moment, but I do keep it on my in-play list because I'm always sort of in and out of Apple on an intraday basis at times. Looking at our Amazon trade, we would like this to be below this 260 mark. Looking over here on the intraday, it may be moving in that direction. I don't know about overnight. We'll take a look at that in a second. But we're still, our momentum is still below the zero line, and our stochastic is having a little problem here around the 50% mark, so we may have a little bit of a pullback there, and on the long term we're still in a downtrend. And from last week we have now the MACD average is lower than the previous week, so that's a good sign for some momentum to the downside. CRM, Salesforce.com. I think we might here. We're in auto scale. Okay, let's back out. Back out, Jeff. Okay. This is going to expire this Friday, so based on the current trend, we should be okay. Google, sure, go ahead. What was it? That guy's name, Eric Schmidt or whatever his name is, dumped a whole bunch of Google shares on Friday, so that is not a good sign for this bull put play that I have here at 775. Let's take a look at a chart here. This is an intraday chart. The way I have it set up is it's an intraday 5-day 10-minute chart, and I go over here to the equities tab on the chart settings and say show extended session and highlight extended session, which gives me the different colors, or the different shades I should say. So this light gray is overnight, and the black is normal trading hours, and you can see what happened overnight here. We'll zoom in just a tad here, and even today we had some trades here at 778.46, and we're at 775, so this may be not a good trade. You know, he knew that I was going in on this trade, and when he saw that, he decided to sell his shares. And that's how you rationalize a trade that has gone bad. You just blame it on somebody else. Alright, price line. Go back to the monitor tab here. Price line, $5, -5. We'll look at the chart. There's a good possibility this it's got some momentum going to the upside here. Our short-term momentum down here on the MACD is moving up, and actually I think that this is probably pretty much equal, these two on the moving average for the MACD, and we have upward momentum on the long term, so that's good sign also. And then Panera Bread. This expires this Friday too. Hopefully this one works out. Haven't been too successful lately, but sometimes that's the way it goes. Oh, and I wanted to also mention that from a announcement perspective, there's really nothing going on today that's going to be market affecting, and a lot of times there isn't anything on a Monday that's going to, blow anything away. Usually the weekend is enough to affect the market, actually. So we should be okay there for today. Okay, now on the A+ list, let's take a look at Apple. Alright, we have some movement to the upside here. Still trying to keep an eye on how this is working out. Do we have a 560 on this? Yeah, I think we closed that out a while back. So I can get rid of this line now. Alright. There's some short-term momentum to the upside here and price movement to the upside. And we were looking for a continuation here of this downward move. So we're looking at a stochastic, and this is looking pretty good. The stars are lining up possibly for a good trade, a good bearish trade. But we'll see how this plays out. We need a hook before we set an alert. No hook at this time. Alright, Amazon, we're in. Let's take a look at BIDU. And we're still waiting for BIDU to settle down and figure out what it's going to do after this big gap down. Quite possibly could do a bull put trade here. But I think I'm going to wait one more day. We have a little hookup down here. Usually, it's going to want to try to close this gap. Usually, not always. So this may be it for the downward spiral of BIDU, and it may be time to get in. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little something here to draw some attention. I would like to have something at least move above the previous day's high, but that may not happen. But it could happen here because this is a pretty narrow range candle here. With that in mind, let's put an alert just for fun. Right click over here and say alert on the last, at or above. That's a good one. So we'll watch that one for today. CF Industries, we have a hookup. Alright, let's throw an alert out here. This hookup tells us we got a movement up here. We got upward momentum on the long term. Don't like to see the MACD moving down here, but it may bounce back up here. But we're pretty well in sync here. I'm going to delete this drawing. This is a good sign. So we're going to put an alert here also. Right about there. I'll create our alert for today. Alright, we got two so far. Chipotle. The one we got burned on last week. Do we have any entries going on here? No entries according to our rules. We have upward trend. We would like to see the stochastic move down here below 50 or 45, somewhere down here, as a secondary entry and a primary entry all the way down here at 20. Nothing setting up there though. Salesforce we're in, Google we're in, MasterCard. We still have an alert hanging out there. But I am going to remove that alert because the time has passed. I'm not seeing any high probability trade here. Everything is sort of down, pointing like as though there might be another down cycle here on stochastic. Yeah, I'm going to remove this alert. I should make a note of that so I don't forget. Bear with me a moment. Alright. Netflix. Last but not least, Netflix. So we might be having something setting up here. If we come down here and %K goes below this 45 and then hooks back up, that's a secondary entry like it did here. Let me turn my little drawing thing on here. What it did right here, that's a secondary entry, and that lines up with this candle right here. So that would have been, with an alert up here, that would have been a good place to get in on Netflix. Although at the time, because this is so soon after this big gap up, so I want to make sure that it's going to continue and carry forward. It may fill the gap this week, next month, or next year. Who knows? But as they say, they always fill the gap. I haven't gone back and studied that at all, but that's what they say. Okay, and that is it for today. Alright, so I would like to thank you all for watching. Everybody have a great day and happy trading.